Hello viewers! After barely surviving the Primalist onslaught at the Ruby Life Pools, we decided it was time to regroup, tackle some ridiculous side quests and then blow the roof off this chapter, literally. Please, I'm begging you, don't kill the bees! Use the quest item or just give them a gentle smack, but for the love of everything, don't kill them. Poor little bees. So innocent. And yet, here you are, showing them no mercy. Where are we supposed to get honey for our tea now? Beneath the Ruby Life Pools, there's a lake, a park, a forest. Basically a nature reserve where dragons and their allies nurture and protect the environment. Seriously? More ecology lessons? I finally got my shield! Finally! It's the reward from the quest on the Onaran Plains. And my dwarf is jumping for joy like crazy. Slaying more giants has practically become second nature to us by now. But now we are also running errands for one of the potential future black aspects. And please, don't spoil anything for my wife. She still believes one of them might actually succeed. And we even have to pick whom we want to support. Amazing! Wrathion, I am on my way. We need to get out of here. God, who approved this crazy room layout? Probably Deathwing. But anyway, this is the final stretch of reclaiming the Black Citadel. Just like I promised last time, let's kick things off properly with bees.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Location: the grove under Ruby Life Pools. A few tasks: pick some fruits, pull some weeds, fetch, carry, sweep, and of course, bees. And that's where the real fun begins, with a side quest charmingly titled Leave Bee Alone. It's one of the side quests we had sitting on our list, and here's the deal. The goal is ridiculously simple. Using a special item, you have to provoke the bees. Under the item's effect, the bee slowly becomes drowsy. Once it's properly sleepy, you can catch it, and then repeat the whole process 7 more times. I have to confess something to you. Yes, technically you are supposed to do this quest a certain way, but me? I was so caught up in the momentum that I started attacking the bees with one hit. But my beloved, respected wife, oh, that's a completely different story altogether. Let's take a look at the whole situation from her perspective. First of all, notice that before she even has a chance to catch a bee, it's already dead. Her auto attacks, her abilities, and her pets all combined together, well, let's say the bees never stood a chance. Throughout this quest, you will get to see the chaos unfolding directly from my wonderful wife's point of view. After we finished organizing plants in the garden, feeding the local wildlife, and training frogs. Yes, after the bees came the giant frogs that apparently needed some discipline for bullying their smaller cousins. Blizzard, seriously? Who's writing these quests? I mean, rescuing hippos was cute and all, but come on. Does every single side quest now have to carry some eco-friendly message? At this rate, I'm half expecting a quest where we set up a recycling program for the centaurs. Anyway, we push forward, getting closer and closer to finishing the part of the campaign that takes place in the Waking Shores, the first major zone of the Dragon Isles. And I will be honest with you, a change of scenery would be very welcome at this point. As much as I enjoy landscapes forged by molten volcanic power, there comes a moment when you start to feel like you've had enough of walking over scorched earth. It's beautiful, yes, but you can only plant your boots on volcanic soil for so long before craving something greener. And here's where an interesting twist comes in. While earlier I was grumbling about the quest design, now I have to give credit where it's due, because the next questline is actually really good. It features the Black Dragons front and center, and I absolutely love the Black Dragonflight, if for no other reason than simply because of their color. In the World of Warcraft universe, Black Dragons, well, let's just say they got a somewhat unfortunate role assigned to them. Another short WoW lore lesson. The Black Dragons were shaped by the Titan Khazgoroth, who granted Neltharion the power to command the earth and the deep places of Azeroth. As the Earth Warder, Neltharion was meant to be the steadfast protector of the world's foundations, a symbol of balance, stability and strength. His power was supposed to be a creative and safeguarding force, but it became something else entirely. Neltharion fell victim to the whispers of the old gods, particularly N'Zoth, and eventually lost his mind, transforming into Deathwing the Destroyer. He betrayed the other dragonflights and unleashed the Cataclysm, a disaster so massive it shattered continents and reshaped the very world. His legacy is mostly tied to the Cataclysm expansion. One of the last black dragons still alive in Azeroth is Wrathion. He's insanely overdramatic, but at the same time he's easily one of my favorite characters in the current version of WoW. He is confident, he is powerful, and he is determined to claim the title of Aspect for the Black Dragonflight. His specific target right now? The Obsidian Citadel. We are starting the siege. We charge into battle, pushing forward, and then, suddenly, a whole group of black dragons swoops in and basically does the dirty work for us. And here he arrives, like a knight in shining armor, ready to save the day and bring order to the chaos. Sabellian, the traditionalist, a strong warrior and the leader of black dragons who had been living in exile in Outland. He felt the call of the Dragon Isles and decided to return from another planet, traveling through a magical portal to reclaim, in his mind, his rightful place as the aspect of the Black Dragonflight. And this sets up a brand new conflict. Wrathion versus Sabellian. Our next task is to help them stabilize the local situation, and in the meantime to secretly support one of them in their quest for power. Honestly, it feels like a plotline straight out of Game of Thrones. But amidst all this chaos, my dear viewers, you might be wondering, what about our parenting journey? What about our little one who is already here with us? Honestly, if he were a bit older, I'm pretty sure the three of us would be playing together, waiting for the newest member of our family to arrive. For now, it's just the two of us playing, and it's going to stay that way for a little while longer. In about 4 months, though, things will definitely change. That's why we are trying to push through as much of the Dragon campaign as possible before our daughter officially joins the party. After that, we still plan to continue playing and creating content, although whether we will be able to keep doing it in exactly the same format, well, that's a big question mark. I can tell you though we already have a few crazy ideas brewing. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This serial is called Before Baby Nerfs Our Sleep, after all. Now, back to the Black Citadel. Honestly, it's your typical quest chain. Kill, collect, report back. We help restore a monument, a pillar, an obelisk of the Black Dragonflight, and then we continued our battle against the magma giants. And the grand finale of this struggle, the Neltharion dungeon, of course. But before we finish all the quests in this area, we are moving to the next part of our journey? Oh yes! Welcome to the Onaran Plains, the next zone of the Dragon Isles we plan to explore, and maybe even a little more.
Yeah, boy.
The locals, you've got centaurs, green dragons, primalists, and the bad centaurs. The centaurs are split into several clans, and, surprise surprise, one of these clans decided that living in peace and harmony just wasn't their thing. They are having the equivalent of a toddler meltdown in a candy store after being told no. Something we are probably going to experience firsthand very soon. Of course, just as we arrived with the caravan, after completing a series of long and painfully boring tasks, the centaur decided they weren't going to follow the rules anymore. No, instead, they figured it was the perfect time to flex their military muscles and declare independence. Exactly when we set foot on the Dragon Isles, they declare war on their own people. Coincidence? I think not. But let's get to the real highlight. I had planned to return to the dungeon beneath the Black Citadel only after getting my shield. Because, let's be honest, you need to look serious before charging into dangerous places. And guess what? Right during the opening questline for this new major zone, I got it!
Get this man a shield.
Now we can head back to the Black Dragon Citadel and properly dive into the dungeon. Just a quick side note. The Dragon Isles are a pretty massive chunk of land and all that. But could someone please explain to me why the entire world right now seems to revolve around this one single place? Like seriously, why aren't we using the entire world, minus Shadowlands and the Draenor obviously, to run future expansions? Why aren't we weaving new stories into this gigantic, fully built world that's already out there, instead of shrinking everything down to a single new location every time? It's honestly a little sad. I will admit it, it hurt seeing so much wasted potential. But in reality, I guess this all started way back during the Burning Crusade, when the world began shrinking little by little, and here we are now, Okay, end of rant. Back to the action. We are finally inside the dungeon. This dungeon, once again, is a test of our willpower. We returned to it, calmly finish this chapter and close out nearly all the quests related to the waking shores. This time, we are playing with people, not bots. We decided to see if there is any difference between interacting with the real players versus AI. The dungeon goes pretty smoothly without any major issues. I let someone else in the party lead the way, so I could focus on tanking mobs and bosses. But aside from the pings telling us where to go next, that's about it. No chat, no calling each other noob tank, boo, or anything like that. Our dungeon experience with other people felt almost exactly like playing with NPCs. It didn't feel any different at all. If it weren't for the communication with my wife on Discord, yes, Discord, because we are in two separate rooms, I could easily said we were playing with bots. Let me put this way, depressing. Fortunately, we finished this strange event and got back on track with the campaign. We turned in the quest at the Black Citadel and headed back on the road to the green fields of the centaurs. This area totally doesn't fit with my current lifestyle. It's full of harmony and order. With a little baby, another one on the way, 2 dogs and work, even a virtual meadow, just to touch the virtual grass is very relaxing. Even though the beginning of this chapter in the campaign is a bit lengthy, the whole caravan journey, preparations, etc. Traversing this land is super soothing. The music, the atmosphere, the design of the locations. I love it. My wife also really enjoys this area. And the fact that our youngest family member behaves relatively calmly in the evenings, sometimes giving us even 3 full hours to play. In the next episode, we head to another dungeon, Knockhood Offensive, and there we will be putting that spoiled brat in his place.